Be part of our successful team. Visit Laitram.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
One of the finest cartoons of all time, Johnny Quest from the 60s, the original. I want to say just one season because it was so expensive to produce. Great script writers, great cartoonists, drawers, sketch artists, and then the orchestra. Every show had its own theme music throughout. Expensive to produce, only one season of the wonderful Johnny Quest. I recommend it for any adults that have growing up children, especially boys. Girls are welcome too. Now, Mr. Drew Brees. Yes. Thank you, number 9, for that introduction on a Tuesday afternoon. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we hit that over 100, feels like north of 100 gimmick. It's no gimmick. Stay hydrated. Are you kidding me? I'm dead serious. Pun intended. Stay hydrated. This heat can kill you. You know, especially folks that exert themselves all the time. They get winded. They get tired. They think, oh, I'm just winded and tired. It's like, no, you're about to have a stroke. It's dangerous heat. Stay hydrated. The temperature right now in New Orleans, the temperature, not the feels like, the temperature's 97. No, excessive heat warning, because the feels like is $107. Excessive heat warning. Learn it, live it, love it. Yeah, stay hydrated. That's hot. 97's brutal. 97 is harsh as the actual temperature outside. And my dumb self earlier today, I felt like a little breeze for a second. I was like, man, maybe it's not that bad of a day right now. It's not that hot. Yeah, Corey, why don't you convince yourself of that? You just got out of your air-conditioned car for 5 seconds under a shady tree, and a breeze happened to pick up for a second, and it kind of feels okay out here. Maybe it's not that hot of a summer day in July. No, it's that hot. 97 feels like 107. Stay hydrated. Period. End of story. That's the most important thing. There's nothing more to discuss. We're going to have a calibration tone go until 6 p.m. The program's over. See you tomorrow, everyone. Governor Jeff Landry, always in the news. You know, it sucks about talk radio sometimes. I mean, first off, I'm not some like right-wing wacko conservative talk show host, which is like the most popular, brand of talk radio. And I'm not that kind of loony leftist either, which is, I don't know, maybe 10% of talk radio, especially like national syndicated stuff. Conservative talk is king. So I'm conservative in some things in life and some ideals, maybe half, but I'm not right-wing wacko and I'm not a political zealot. And I like a lot of liberal stuff, maybe half, but I'm not some loony leftist woke, insane liberal zealot. And it's obvious. People that want to put you in the opposite category. The conservatives say I'm liberal. The liberals say I'm conservative. And I caught this my whole life, especially in radio and television. Where I work most of the time, I'm the most conservative person in the building. So there's who you think you are, what everyone thinks you are, and who you really are. So what sucks is it's like LaToya Cantrell. And I've often said this, Jeff Landry's like LaToya Cantrell, just different ideology. Power, ego, extreme political stance, maybe inclined to set up friends and family. Jeff Landry's done it in the past. All this power that he has, he may do it in the future. There'll be people watching, that's for sure. No, I've often said Jeff Landry, LaToya Cantrell, same playbook. The other side is the enemy. The other side's racist. The other side's setting the city or state back. Plug in the applicable word, city or state. The other side's the enemy. You hate the other side. The other side's good for nothing. All of that. And nothing about, hey, here are the real problems. This is how we solve them. Usually it's the opposite. Pit race or racially charged issues or issues that it gets the base excited, even though it's just sort of spinning the wheels and it doesn't help with like infrastructure, education, economy, crime, none of that. The latest and greatest, Governor Jeff Landry, that Danka elastomer plant that obviously pollutes. The DEQ will acknowledge that. Even DEQ in the state. The EPA acknowledges it, obviously. They've tested. You've had independent groups come in, like Johns Hopkins brought in like professors and students on the sly, like had mobile testing units driving around, some that were set in set positions for like 29 straight days. Every day, all the time, exceeding what the EPA estimated the releases would be. Knowing they'd be over the limit, but what they thought they would be over the limit, they were way over the limit. Louisiana it's a free-for-all for the oil, gas, and chemical industry. I'm just blown away by Republicans, Democrats, anybody in the state that thinks any other way possible. I don't get how you could not think that. Our vanishing coastline. I mean, oil and gas companies lose lawsuits all the time to private individuals. They win millions of dollars, and then they just never restore their own property. They just pocket the money. The state, publicly, we don't seem to be able to get any money in a lawsuit against an oil and gas company. No, the state's negligible for a lot of it. The oil and gas industry is the chemical industry. But Louisiana has always just, most states are NIMBY, not in my backyard, that acronym. We're IMBY. In my backyard, please bring it. It's the worst polluter. It's 40 jobs at 60 grand. We'll take it. I mean, it's almost every industry. It's obnoxious. Menhaden industry, just no regulation, 2 companies. One's from like one of the Scandinavian countries, maybe Denmark. The other's like South African. They employ like 400 Louisiana people total. And they just rape the Menhaden, just take as much as they want. They're having a bad day, cut the net loose and dump a bunch of dead Menhaden, 1 million of them just floating out in the Gulf. Don't care. It's Louisiana. There's no repercussions. Oil and gas chemical industry, they pollute. They do it all the time. They know exactly what they can get away with. On certain weather, environmental days, they know that's a day you can really let it loose. Only when there's something just overt, a fish kill, a smell in the air, the water tastes funny, people are getting sick, and it happens, does DEQ or the state react, and then it's a slap on the wrist and the company keeps on doing what it's doing. I mean, the area is called Cancer Alley between New Orleans and Baton Rouge. That's not like make-believe. That's not phony. And this Denka plant, Governor Jeff Landry grants them a 2-year extension to comply with the new federal EPA rules aimed at them reducing their emissions. The EPA gave them 90 days, 3 months to comply. The governor says, we'll give you 2 years. He's hoping there'll be a new president, the laws will be laxed, and there'll be no compliance ultimately ever for Denka. They just keep doing what they're doing, polluting the air and causing cancer, like a lot of the plants up and down the Mississippi River, in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans and north of Baton Rouge. They know DEQ will do nothing. If they get caught, They know they control the state. They own the legislators. They own the governor, the oil, gas, and the chemical industry. And all Jeff Landry does is Giacominto, the DEQ chief. We got to work more with businesses, open it up like Louisiana's over-regulating the oil, gas, and chemical industry. That's laughable. The staunchest Republican, it's okay to laugh out loud at that. You know, the dead opposite is true, that Louisiana is owned by the oil and gas and chemical industry. They do basically whatever they want, whenever they want. And Jeff Landry's green-lighting them to do even more damage. It's mind-blowing. It's the dead opposite of Buddy Roemer, a Republican governor, back in 1987. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Don't go anywhere. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us to you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe, in the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The old bummer. Boo-hoo. Corey trying to get some sympathy from people today, Miss Peaches. I had like a serious toothache over the weekend, like just serious pain. Like I'm not kidding you. It was ouch, like where a level or two higher, they might have been crying time, like go to the emergency room type of thing. Like where I literally, took ibuprofen or Tylenol and then went to the Walgreens and grabbed like a sensitive toothpaste and was just brushing like 20 times. It did sort of help. And so my dentist only works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And so I had to wait till today. Lucky she fit me in and I went down there, but took an x-ray and I go to the dentist regularly and I got to get a friggin' root canal, which is just such a bummer. If you ever had that, just sucks. Hopefully you've never had one, Miss Peaches. No, Miss Peaches takes care of her teeth. No, it isn't a cavity. It's just an old filling that just, I don't know, that went bad or something. I have no idea. But I trust my dentist and it's totally what's necessary. It's either that or live with the pain and that's not realistic. But it just sucks because you end up losing a tooth essentially. The root and the tooth remains, but you've, scaled him down to a little nub and then you put a crown, a fake tooth on top. A little cap. He's wearing a cap. It just sucks. You want to keep your original teeth, It's bad enough you have a filling. Anyway, that's going to be fun. The old root canal. Plus, it's a costly procedure. So I don't even know how the insurance will work on that. I just know I'm going to be paying a big chunk of money no matter what the insurance does. Hey, Corey, we're covering it all, and because it sucks for you, we're giving you $100. That's not happening. Miss Peaches just spit all over the glass on that one. She spit out her coffee. There's brown coffee going down the glass. Tuesday afternoon, Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Love to hear from you. Hey, we got Essence Fest coming up this weekend. Hey, when was the first Essence Fest? When was the first Essence Fest? Give me the answer to that. I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse. No cheating, no internet device. You either know the answer or you don't. Corey, I went to the first one, blah, blah, blah. That's what I want to hear. God, some of the performers were blah, blah, blah. That's actually our second question. Some of the acts that performed during the inaugural Essence Fest. I was about to spit out the year. You either know or you don't. No Google, no Yahoo, no DuckDuckGo, no Bing, no internet device. That's cheating. We will not accept your answer. I'll call you out on the air. And even if you didn't do it and I suspect it, I'm taking that gift card away. It's harsh. The neutral ground, it's tough. We brought in a state trooper unit. We've got a tough DA. We got judges and magistrates that make these violent criminals post a high bail bond to get out. We're giving the police the tools they need on the neutral ground. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. What do you think? Is Jeff Landry right? Gotta lax the rules and regulations for the oil, gas, and chemical industry and give them more of a green light? Or is the EPA right? Is Johns Hopkins right? with the absurd levels of pollution and cancer-causing toxins in the air, especially in Cancer Alley between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Rouse's Market's phone lines are open, 766-9480. 766-9480. The Louisiana National Guard to stay in Texas until November, according to Governor Landry. I want to know when the Texas National Guard's going to be in Grand Isle, running bulldozers and the like, moving big boulders and shoring up our coastline. That's inevitable, right? Texas, rich state, has a immigrant problem. Immigration problem. Louisiana, poor state, coastal erosion problem. We're going to help Texas with their immigration problem. I'm only assuming Texas National Guardsmen will be on our coast soon, building dunes, bulldozing sand, dredging, and pumping sand through pipes, right? Right? Rich state, poor state. Let's head to the phone lines, 766-9480. To Metri, a.k.a. New Orleans West, home of traffic. Lots and lots of traffic. Cindy, what's up?
Hey, Corey. I wanted to let you know, I'm hoping you're going to an endodontist because they specialize in root canals, and they use very special cameras that they can see every tiny, tiny crack in the tooth, whereas a regular dentist, unless they have these very expensive cameras, cannot.
Yeah, that's my dentist saw the problem today, and I'm going to what you just said, Cindy. That
an endodontist.
Yes, the
okay.
specialist that does this kind of stuff. Exactly. Like my dentist is sending me away.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I am scrupulous with my teeth. I brush sometimes 3 times a day. I floss, and I had the misfortune to have a crack that was horizontal, and so none of the regular x-rays showed it. I went to an endodontist, and unfortunately it had deteriorated because it was inside the tooth enclosed.
Wow.
No indication, and I ended up having to get an implant because the tooth, so that was really frustrating.
No, and I bet you probably don't have any cavities ever, huh?
I haven't had cavities in 40 years, right?
Yeah, my sister's never had a cavity in her life. Never a cavity in her life.
School.
Yeah, not even grammar school, high school, whatever. But no, the 3 times a day brushing, any of that, I don't see how that's excessive. I think that's smart, you know. I don't mean to sound like grandpa, but they're the only teeth we get, Cindy.
No, it's true. Teeth, eyes, all that, very important. But I'm glad you're going to an endodontist. I just wanted to, verify that.
No, I'm so glad you called and said all that. Thanks. No, I wouldn't want to go to anyone less. I want to go to the best, and that's exactly what my dentist.
You know what? I take it back. I had a second one because I had the same problem you had. I had an old filling, and I did have to get another one because same thing. The old filling got a hole in it, and it got infected. And I have to tell you, the root canal wasn't bad at all.
No, it's not that bad. It just sucks all numbed up, and just the drilling and the smelling of your teeth getting ripped apart, or whatever, drilled out, and just the whole 9 yards. And the fact that my pseudo healthy teeth, it has a filling, now is going to be just a nub for the crown, to hold the crown.
Corey,
in place.
I'm going to be a sexist and tell you it's because you're a man.
What's that? Oh, that I'm bummed out?
I'm so worried about the pain, yeah.
Oh, no. Are you kidding me? We're a bunch of puddings, Cindy. We don't know what pain is. Not like women. No. Are you kidding?
No, you don't.
Cheese and Pete. Right. No, that's 100% correct. Now, I've got this will be like a second or third root canal, and I've got an implant. I did the implant thing, which is another kind of creepy thing. I did it, but it's like, let's drill a hole in Corey's head and put in a screw. It's just not. Right.
I had to be put out for the extraction because I have the noises and all. I literally paid to be put out with fentanyl. I found out it was fentanyl.
Wow, that's scary. No, and then the implant thing, it's either that or get 2 crowns on either side of where the missing tooth is, and then they connect those 3 together, and all 3 are fake, kind of. So I was like, I'll do the implant and keep the teeth on either side.
Right. And the frustrating thing is no insurance is covering that I know of is covering implants yet. And it's much better for your mouth and your health. So it's very frustrating. But yes, a bridge causes them to have to remove healthy teeth. So yeah, it's definitely worth to get an implant. But boy, dentists make a lot of money.
Cindy, somebody that has dental insurance that gets like an X-ray or something, they wouldn't get the implant paid for if it was just like normal wear and tear.
As far as I know, unless it's changed a year or two ago, they would not pay for implants at all. Now, I'm hoping I have dental insurance with a stupid marketplace, so it's very minimal. But last I checked, they're still not paying for them. Maybe somebody is now, and because it doesn't make sense. Because every dentist has told me it is the healthiest option to get an implant.
Yeah, I guess no one gets a dental X-ray to start their dental insurance. You just sign up, and the company has no idea what shape your teeth are in. You know, maybe if they had a point, you know, it's just like insurance. If you're unhealthy, you're a smoker, you're diabetic, your insurance is going to cost more than someone who's younger or healthier. So maybe they need to start the insurance with like a dental X-ray. And then because otherwise you'd have people getting the insurance and they're getting 15 implants, you know?
Well, I believe, the thing is, you don't get a checkup. I was on insurance before that. That was much better. But you don't get a checkup when you go on insurance. I think when you get life insurance, you have to get a health checkup.
Yep, a physical maybe.
For dental insurance, no, I've never. And I had really good dental insurance. And even then, it didn't matter because none of the X-ray that an endodontist does is much more elaborate, and that could be covered by some insurance. But I hope they change the implant thing, and maybe somebody will call in and say they did. But implants are the way to go. You have to go into debt.
Cindy, thanks so much.
Take care.
Thanks so much. I love the call. Cindy and Metri, Corey Johnson with you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer. Hey, every day this program's brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. And if you need a commercial Ford vehicle, Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway, over 80 years in New Orleans, now under the Lamarck umbrella. Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park. Ronnie Jr. taking care of you. The Lamarck Automotive Complex, and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. Go check them out. 97 degrees, feels like 107 degrees. Water is mandatory, or you won't feel good, or worse, you could get sick, or worse, have a stroke, or worse, die. Stay hydrated. Excessive heat warning going on right now. 97 is the temperature, not the feels like. Feels like 97 would be bad enough. The temperature's 97. The feels like is 107 or more. Stay inside. Get inside some air conditioning. Know ahead of time. You younger folks that know of elderly folks or folks that can't get around so easily, that don't have air conditioning, by like 9 a.m, they've got to be picked up. And maybe you don't bring them home till about 8 p.m. And I don't know, it's go to the mall, go to the library, go to the local, center in the neighborhood, anywhere, YMCA, anywhere, any place that's air conditioned. Grocery shopping, knock it out. Get inside the AC. It's too hot out there. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Governor Jeff Landry says the Louisiana National Guard will remain in Texas, patrolling that Texas-Mexican border in one little spot. They'll remain there through November. Went down with his wife, Texas folks, Louisiana folks, the Guard. Took a big photo op, big political stunt is what it is. Because the only way this makes sense at all, because Texas is a rich state, right? Texas is 30 plus million folks and all they do is grow. In 5 to 7 years, Dallas will become the 3rd largest metro area in the United States, surpassing Chicago. And probably a few years after that, Houston will surpass Chicago. New York, LA, Dallas, Houston. That's in the not too far future. Like when San Antonio, San Marcos, and Austin are basically one big metropolis of like 6, 7, 8 million people, like Dallas, Houston size. Both are zeroing in on about 3 million in each metro right now. Now, Texas is booming. One of the fastest growing states, if not the fastest growing state in the country the last 30, 40 years. Explosive growth, huge economy, money everywhere to be made, a rich state. Louisiana, the exact opposite. The exact opposite. Struggling, missed this 40-year ride that the entire South as a region and Texas has enjoyed. This great economic ride of the last 30, 40 years, we've missed it entirely. Didn't miss the boat, missed the rocket ship. Missed it entirely. But poor Louisiana is going to send 100 National Guard troops to Texas for this political stunt to the tune of about $3 million in taxpayer money. All I can assume is a few hundred Texas National Guardsmen will be down on Louisiana's coast pretty soon, shoring it up, bulldozers, moving big boulders at Grand Isle, huge 3-foot diameter pipes, dredging, material from miles away and filling in some area that's going to become a marsh or wetland that's open water right now. That's got to be coming, right? Because we don't have an illegal immigrant problem, migrant worker problem in Louisiana. We're not like Texas or New Mexico, Arizona, California, Colorado. We're not like that at all. Don't have a problem at all. Our problem is coastal erosion, something the governor has yet to mention. Running for governor, winning the election, becoming governor, 4 or 5 months in now, nothing about the coast. But going down to Texas a few times. I'm just hoping the Texas National Guard come help shore up our coast. And I hope the governor acknowledges our coast and our problem sometime soon, huh? Not to just beat up on the governor, but Governor Jeff Landry, that Denka elastomer plant, they've been granted a 2-year extension to comply with the new federal EPA rules aimed at reducing emissions. This is a plant in the heart of Cancer Alley that Johns Hopkins just did a study about 30 days down here on the fly, secretly, coming into Louisiana, not breaking any law. We're just going to test the air. Had about 30 different stations, some of them set in one place for the 29 days, some of them mobile stations. All the EPA estimates of emissions that were above EPA legal limits, they were much higher than that. The EPA estimates were way off. No, it's much higher. It truly is Cancer Alley. The inmates run the asylum. The oil, gas, and chemical industry runs Louisiana. They own the legislature. They own this governor. And the governor thinks he's being cute. Wink, wink, funny. It's like a political game. Forget about the pollution and the Cancer Alley and letting the oil and gas and chemical industry own us. You don't know how much they donated to my campaign and my friends' campaigns and how many friends they employ and on and on. Now, forget about them. This is a little jab at the other political party. This is, this phony pollution thing and phony Cancer Alley gimmick. No, we're going to deregulate and open up the oil, gas, and chemical industry like it's not as open as humanly possible right now. Constantly polluting, constantly putting cancer-causing agents into the air, the water, the land. Because they know they can get away with it. They know they control things, and today's just proof of that. No, and it's a political game because the governor feels there'll be a new president, Donald Trump. Those EPA laws that Biden put into place will immediately be thrown off the books. They'll be laxed or eliminated. And there'll be no, reduction in emissions. No compliance ultimately. That's what the governor did today. He gave Denka a free pass. And this 2-year extension is just to get into the Trump administration, and then the Biden EPA regulations go away and Denka can continue polluting like most of their pals up and down the river in Cancer Alley. It's not called that for fun. And check out the Johns Hopkins report. Do yourself a favor. It's sort of a responsibility, right? As like a Louisiana resident. You know, I often laugh. It's not that funny, but like Roundup, all these lawsuits, Roundup, cancer-causing agents, like Agent Orange in Vietnam, still produced today. Produced where? About 28 miles from the Dome. Right up the river in Luling. Right down the I-310. That's where Roundup's being produced. You think like the emissions from that plant are just clean and no problem. They're not putting anything into the air or the water. Roundup's a good product. It's doesn't cause cancer. There's no lawsuits. And all that company does is change hands, Roundup. I don't know who the latest, Bayer or someone else. No, Governor Landry giving Denka a green, light. Just not good. His DEQ person, the opposite of Buddy Romer's, green lighting everything. We too many regulations. We gotta be more pro business. I mean, isn't that mind boggling? I mean, the most staunch Republican out there. Aren't you chuckling and laughing at that? What I don't get are all the workers at these plants that are Louisiana people. They're us. They work at these plants and they know the rules and regulations are being broken. But I guess their life, their livelihood, their job, their paycheck overrules like the moral and ethical thing of, being some whistleblower. I get it. It's not enough people. I mean, that's where like the union needs to come in, where there's power of multiple, people and say, there's too much polluting and here's the whistleblowing. No, Louisiana, we're terrible at this. Everybody knows we just let the oil, gas, and chemical industry do whatever they want. And this governor's giving them more of a green light. It's kind of mind-blowing. It's mind-boggling. But it works politically, too. We're going to deregulate and be pro-business. Those are like great buzzwords in political circles. Deregulate, pro-business. It's like you can't deregulate anymore, and the oil and gas industry is doing whatever they want here, so they're as pro-business as humanly possible. That's why they're here. You know who else is here for over 60 years? Rouse's Markets. You're beelining home from work right now, heading home? Pull into one of those conveniently located Rouse's Markets. They got everything you need, and it's the best quality. It's the best selection. It's the best price. That's so important today. Tastes like home. Rouse's Markets. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you right.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and Beyond, Tuesday afternoon edition of the program, approaching the 5 o'clock power hour. Essence Festival. This clean zone is already in effect. Have you heard about this clean zone? From like the Mississippi River, like to Claiborne's, from like Esplanade to the Pontchartrain Expressway. So the entire CBD, the entire French Quarter, and beyond is a Essence clean zone where, like Miss Peaches likes to push a cart with this wooden frame, and she has all kind of cotton candy and candy apple. She can't do it. Not with a permit, even none of that. You can't do a lot in that zone. It bans free handouts, no push cart sales, really no piggybacking off of Essence Festival to come in there and make money. Like Essence Festival is like, hey, we're coming in. We want an area. It's unbelievable how this has emerged lately in tourism, conventions, these types of big events in cities. The Super Bowl will have this zone where you can't do any business in that area. It's kind of crazy. This is New Orleans. There'll be a lot of folks. Come on. Are you kidding me? You think the guy at the red light selling water, that's legal? It's not legal. Before Saints games, cold beer, water, none of that's legal. You think this clean zone's going to stop that? There are going to be some people where it's going to stop. They're going to get stopped. But there are going to be some people that are going to be savvy and kind of work around authorities, police, Essence Fest, keep moving. Don't stay in one spot too long, whatever. But this clean zone is already in effect. Essence Fest is in town. There's a lot of places that naturally, because the 4th of July was a slow time. It was the 4th of July weekend. Summer is slow for the restaurant business. Like a place like Galatoire's, I think for like the last 50 years has shut down during the 4th of July week, and they paint their restaurant. Brightson's is another example. Brightson's, I don't know how much of a Essence Festival crowd they would get to begin with. They're so far off the beaten path. They're way out the clean zone. They're almost to Jefferson Parish. They're in the Riverbend, miles from Essence Fest festivities. They close every 4th of July week. Brightson's is closed. Tonight they should be open. They're not. They reopen next Tuesday. This is the traditional week they take off, 4th of July week. Then there are some proactive folks that said, hey, other restaurants have done it. Essence Fest is in town. Our wait staff complains about tipping. We're going to just shut down this week. A lot of folks right there and then. Wow. Did Corey bring up Essence Festival in essence, pun intended, black folks and tipping? Yes, he did. He did. Because it's not black folks that don't tip. It's first generation black folks, white folks, Latino, Asian, anybody that probably doesn't know how to tip. First generation having a little wherewithal, first generation having a little money. Your parents didn't take you out to dinner all the time and explain how tipping works. Maybe you didn't work in the restaurant or bar industry, the service industry, and don't understand how these folks make their money, which I think is sort of difficult living in New Orleans. But that's the point. Essence Fest isn't all New Orleanians. It's a lot of folks coming in from out of town. You want a white example? Like Country Fest, okay? If you think Country Fest, boy, they're tipping like crazy. It's the same concept. It's country folks not going to restaurants. I'm not talking the whole crowd. A bunch come from the city. But some are country, first generation wherewithal and money, never were taught how to tip, aren't big tippers. Then you throw in socioeconomics, folks that don't make a lot of money, and they're, stepping up to go on vacation. When I go on vacation, I'm rich. I'm wealthy during those few days of vacation. That's the point of vacation. You're not holding back. You're going on that tour. You're going to that museum. You're eating at that restaurant. I'm not saying I'm buying a fur coat or driving home in a Maserati, but I'm living on that vacation better than I live in New Orleans regularly. You're taking it up a level. So folks do that. The thing is, if you're going to buy the Porsche, you better be able to afford the oil change and the tires. You're going to go out to dinner, you better tip right. You throw in the tight and cheap thing that applies to everybody, any socioeconomic level, any race, creed, color, Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter. Cheap and tight money's a relative thing. Cheap and tight applies to any regular folks, rich folks, wealthy folks. Anybody can be cheap and tight. No, but I think most of the Essence Fest tipping thing, I think, is a first generation money, don't really get the concept. Some folks do and just refuse to tip, whatever. So there's, I guess, some restaurants that proactively close during this time, and that gets folks that run Essence, the city, upset. I'm sure it's just not known. And if there was like a country fest every year for, 25, 30 years, whatever, there'd be restaurants closing because, those folks get drunk and rowdy and don't tip, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I don't buy into generalizations like black folks or white folks don't tip. Just like I don't buy into black folks or white folks are smarter or better athletes or any of that. I think it's a lot of socioeconomics, generational stuff. How much money you have now, how much money you had growing up. Did your parents take you out to dinner or not? Did you have parents? Were they together? Do you have a nuclear family? On and on and on. Throw in common sense, not being cheap or tight. Having wherewithal now, lots of variables involved. 5 o'clock powwow. You want to comment? 766-9480 is how you do it. We never screen phone calls. We never cut off folks that disagree. 766-984-80, Rouse's Markets phone lines. That's Blue Boy saying stick around. The 5 o'clock power hour's next. Don't move.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
A thunder of jets in an open sky, a streak of gray, and a cheerful...
Wow. We're really on a roll today. Johnny Quest to start the 4 o'clock hour, Rocky and Bullwinkle to start the 5. A couple of the greatest cartoons of all time. For adults too, trust me. If you have children and you got to plop them down in front of a TV for some crappy cartoon that you got to walk away from, this one you could watch with them and enjoy it and laugh with them together and actually be happy. I'm not kidding you.
I'm coming as fast as I can.
He is. Bullwinkle puts in a big effort. Thank you, Mr. Drew Brees, number 9. It is indeed the 5 o'clock power hour on a Tuesday afternoon, 4th of July week. Yeah, you right. A lot of folks, this is like it. Wow, Tuesday, 5 o'clock, done for the week. Literally. Taking Wednesday off, July 3rd, tomorrow, July 4th, Thursday. Of course, Friday, July 5th, fading right into the weekend. They'll be back at work on Monday. No, for a lot of folks today, right now, 5 o'clock, this is it for the week. They're done. Some folks tomorrow, but most folks taking Thursday and Friday off, 4th of July. It is a hot one out there. 97 degrees, feels like 107. 97 feels like 107. Ouch. That's the 5th day in the last 8 where we've exceeded 100 degrees, feels like, and 97 degrees is an actual temperature. Goes in the uncool category. I had to reach down and grab some agua, water, going on bottle number 2. Stay hydrated because it's 97 degrees, feels like 107. That's just ridiculously hot. 5 o'clock powwow. I'd love to hear from you. 766-9480. 766-9480. Hey, I've got a few $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Known as one of the world's best dive bars. Known as one of the world's best dive bars. Give me the answer to that. I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. The way to participate in the program, dialing us up. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. The Rouse's Markets phone lines, where a individual can call. Get in, Miss Peaches? The Rouse's phone line, where a person can call. A person can call. The phone lines, 766-9480. Did that sound natural? Very natural. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Known as one of the world's best dive bars. Hey, what makes Panama City, Destin, that wonderful 30A area? Hey, Miss Peaches, when you see a high-end vehicle that you're like, wow, that's about $100,000 Suburban, and it's got the 30A sticker and then like the private schools, mucho dinero coming out of that vehicle. Mucho dinero. Wow. The vehicle, the vacation on 30A, maybe even a beach house they own, and the private schools, more than my house. More than my house. 766-9480. Yeah, the 30A area, that's incredible beaches, some of the nicest in the world. Grayton Beach. I mean, Grayton Beach State Park, all of that right there on 30A is unbelievable. You go a little east, it gets a little crowded past that blinking light, Grayton Beach blinking light. I mean, you go east of that and it gets a little hairy, but still incredible beach. I mean, Rosemary Beach, the physical beach, is so nice. Destin, Fort Walton, Panama, Pensacola, excuse me, and even into the Alabama beaches. Why are they so white? The sugar white sands, why so special? Why, when you get to kind of Mississippi, Horn Island and Cat Island have a little of that sand, but the coast of Mississippi really doesn't. Louisiana has zero of it. Why is it there? What makes it special? Is it special sand? I'm telling you it is. What makes it special? Why do we enjoy that Florida Panhandle, Southern Alabama beach sand so much? Why is it so nice? Give me the answer. There's a reason why it's special. And I've got 50 big bucks for you, good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Essence Festival this weekend. Music at the Dome, empowerment seminars at the Convention Center. When was year 1 of Essence Festival? When was the first year of Essence Festival? No Google, no Yahoo, no DuckDuckGo, no Bing, no search engines, no internet device. You either know the answer or you don't. Corey, I was there. It was this. And you know me, I'm not a stickler. I think it was around because that's what I remember when I was blah, blah, blah. Got another Essence question for you. By the way, 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Can you name any of the acts that performed at Essence Festival year 1? Almost did it again, Miss Peaches, about to fire out the year and give the answer to the first Essence Festival question by mistake. 766-9480. Dial us up. Love to hear from you. 5 o'clock powwow this afternoon brought to you by Young's Dry Cleaning. You need to go to youngsdrycleaning.com or call them. Find out about Young's Express, their manless locker locations. They're all over the metro area. Maybe right under your nose, like where you live or work and you didn't even know it. Safe, secure lockers where you drop off your dirty stuff. 2 short days later, pick it all up, perfectly dry cleaned. Want to experience the best dry cleaner? youngsdrycleaning.com. youngsdrycleaning.com. Is there anyone on planet Earth that doesn't think Louisiana whores itself out to the oil, gas, and chemical industry? I mean, whores itself out. Not even a question. Just bending over backwards, doing whatever the oil and gas and chemical industry wants. They control the legislature. They own the legislature. They own this governor. Am I right or wrong? And Jeff Landry on that, theme he's got, like, there's too much regulation. Well, I'm pro-business, deregulation. Those are great buzzwords in politics. Jeff Landry pounces on them and actually makes you want to think Louisiana's oil and gas and chemical industry is overregulated, that we're stifling the economy of the oil and gas and chemical industry here in Louisiana. Is there a bigger joke anywhere? The oil and gas and chemical industry owns Louisiana. They pollute all the time. There's an area called Cancer Alley, for crying out loud. Just a few weeks ago, Johns Hopkins came down here, didn't tell anyone, set up about 30 different stations, started monitoring the air and the water. After a month, they're like, my God, the estimates the EPA put out that were above the legal limits were nowhere close. It's so much worse than that. So much worse. One reading was like 92 times the legal limit. 92 times. But Jeff Landry, his DEQ secretary, they want you to believe that Louisiana's overregulated, like the Democrats overregulated the industry. They're stifling the oil, gas, and chemical industry. It is the exact opposite. They pollute whenever they want. They put cancer-causing agents in the water, land, and air. I'm not against the oil and gas and chemical industry. I am a Louisiana boy. I am pro oil, gas, and chemical industry. I just want them regulated properly where they don't hurt citizens in Louisiana all the time. An accident may happen, and that's not acceptable. What they do is all the time because they know they can get away with it. There are no repercussions. If they get caught, it'll be a slap on the wrist. And they rarely get caught. And when the environment's right, they pollute heavily. Fog or rain or whatever the right weather conditions are where they can hide it more, they're going full bore with the pollution, the toxic cancer-causing agents. And this governor wants to give them a break. This Denka elastomer plant, they're a heavy polluter. There's new federal EPA guidelines aimed at them reducing their cancer-causing emissions. They have 90 days, 3 months to comply. Jeff Landry has extended that to 2 years, hoping that Donald Trump gets elected. The new president will either have lax laws or eliminate them altogether, and no compliance ultimately for Denka. Basically, Jeff Landry today said, hey, Denka, keep doing what you're doing. Keep polluting. You do whatever you're doing. You don't have 90 days. You got 2 years. By that time, Trump will be president, and there won't be any emission standards you need to follow. So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep polluting. Cancer Alley, thumbs up. Go Cancer Alley. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Hey, Baton Rouge, Helm Paint and Decorating is now in Tigertown. 4 locations: Highland Road, Perkins Road, Jones Creek Road, Choctaw. Free 2-hour delivery, high quality Benjamin Moore paints. All they do is paint. They don't have tires. They don't have washers and dryers or food. It's Helm Paint and Decorating, and they're now in Baton Rouge. 55 plus years in New Orleans, now bringing that high quality service and paint to Baton Rouge, the capital city. Benjamin Moore, free 2-hour delivery, just like Metro New Orleans. Helm Paint and Decorating now in Baton Rouge. 96 degrees, feels like 106. Wow, both going down an entire degree. We started the program a little after 4. 97 degrees, feels like 107. Now around 5:20 on a Tuesday in July in New Orleans. 96 degrees, feels like 106. It is an extreme weather warning. Lots of agua, lots of H2O, water. Drink up. Seriously, stay hydrated. It's that hot. Governor Jeff Landry, the Denka elastomer plant, he shows up over there with AG Liz Merle, the DEQ chief, and basically says, Denka, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. You're polluting. It's fine with us. Forget about this 90-day EPA thing, 3 months. We're giving you a 2-year extension to comply with the new federal EPA rules. A 2-year extension. And wink, wink, our boy Donald Trump will be pres, and he'll get rid of all these liberal Democrat crazy rules and regulations wanting to reduce emissions in Cancer Alley. How dare them? You kill a few people, you cause people's lives to, have a really, high health risk. Too many, babies that die at birth. It's just part of Danka doing their thing. It's part of Cancer Alley. So Jeff Landry says, thumbs up, green light. You guys just keep doing what you're doing. There'll be no compliance ultimately. That's why I'm giving you a 2-year extension. No, it's really unbelievable. I get being a conservative or being a liberal. I get both of their ideals and their platforms. But when you just totally ignore science and facts, this isn't some gimmick or game. Cancer Alley's not fake. Everybody knows it too. You're in total denial if you don't think the oil and gas and chemical industry runs Louisiana. They own the legislature and they own the governor, and they pollute egregiously. They are DEQ, EPA lawbreakers. Of all the plants, I would say every day in Louisiana, there's laws being broken with illegal discharges from plants along the Mississippi River. Every day. The number of plants, the sheer number, and the deviant behavior, the way the oil and gas chemical industry is in bed with the Department of Environmental Quality, with Jeff Landry, with this legislature. It's this pitting like Democrat versus Republican crap. No one wants over-regulation and no one wants under-regulation. You under-regulate, you get the BP oil disaster. You over-regulate, you get shutting down offshore drilling. When properly regulated, we all know works. Louisiana's different than most places. Most realistic Republicans and Democrats in Louisiana know these two things. Liberal Democrats in Louisiana are pro-drilling. They're pro-drilling. Oil, gas, chemical industry, they are for them. They understand it's part of Louisiana. Republican conservatives in Louisiana know that man can influence the planet. These hunters and fishermen and outdoorsmen that are staunch conservatives their whole life. They remember where their grandfather's property was, where their dad's property is now, and where their property is now. Just shrinking coast, chunks of land floating out in the Gulf. They've seen it in front of them before their eyes. They don't even need any scientists. They're living it. So unlike a lot of conservatives around the rest of the country that don't think man can influence the planet, conservatives in Louisiana know man can. Unlike a bunch of hardcore liberals in the rest of the country, drilling's not safe, gotta regulate the hell out of it. Let's go to wind and solar right now. You know, that in Louisiana liberals are pro oil and gas and drilling. So we see it firsthand. We live it. We're exceptions to that. But Jeff Landry's still going for that lowest common denominator. It's sad. It affects all of us. It's not just the poor communities around the plants that are affected. They're affected the most adversely. It is sinful what we're doing to those people. Sinful. But upstream, downstream, it's affecting all of us in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, all of Southeast Louisiana. All these plants, dense packed, all at different times, breaking the law, rules, regulations. No, it's terrible. And Jeff Landry gives them a green light. His DEQ chief, he points, we're going to work with, businesses. Be more pro-business. It's like, no, be pro-environment. You're the head of the Department of Environmental Quality. Don't be against business. Don't be for business. Just worry about the environment. Don't hurt businesses. No, I'm like everybody else. I'm pro oil and gas and chemical industry. I'm for that industry. Being properly regulated, working with us so it exists, but we don't get hurt. And right now we're getting hurt, and Jeff Landry does not give a crap. Green lighting, which is an industry that's already way too green lighted. Buddy Roemer, he nailed it back in the late 80s when he became governor. He's like, no, the Department of Environmental Quality is going to do exactly that. These plants, they're here. They're not going anywhere. All this will shut down the plant and lay off the jobs. I love that. Danka's 450 employees. I know all those jobs are important. Any job is important in Louisiana. 450? So the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many. All of us in air quality for 450 jobs. It's a joke. That's how you weigh it out? It's like the Menhaden industry. Two companies fish all these, pogies. We have no regulations like Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, all up the East Coast. We whore it out. They abuse it. They take whatever they want. They kill redfish and trout and pelicans and dolphins, and no one gives a crap. They don't like the load. They just cut the net, and a bunch of dead menhaden floating in the Gulf, big dead zone. Talk to the sports fishermen. These two companies, foreign-led, one, I think, from Denmark, one's from South Africa. They employ like 400 or 500 people in the state. And we're just whoring out the menhaden industry. No, that's how we operate in Louisiana. Needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many. And IMBY, in my backyard, that acronym. Not NIMBY, not in my backyard. No, we welcome. Causes cancer. It's a big polluter. No one else wants it. We'll take it. Don't worry about regulations. You're green lighted. We trust you. You don't want to screw things up. BP didn't want any kind of oil disaster. That wasn't good for them. We trust you to not cut corners. Now, I'm not into over-regulation and I'm not into under-regulation. I'm into common sense. I don't have a liberal or conservative agenda. But Jeff Landry definitely has a wacky one, and he's given Denka, this polluter, a green light. And if I were a Louisiana resident, I'd be concerned, but I know most of you probably don't care. I don't know what to say. Jeez, bums me out. We got to do better, but we accept all this. We like all this. And we forget about the pollution and the cancer stuff. Let's play the political game. It's Landry, overregulation, pro-business. Let's deregulate, these buzzwords that political zealots love. You know what I love? Leidenheimer French bread from Leidenheimer Baking Company. I bit into some of that today with my roast beef po' boy. Oh, yeah, Leidenheimer French bread, soaking up that gravy, holding together that roast beef po' boy like no other French bread. Yeah, it's got to be Leidenheimer. Almost 130 years, always baked in New Orleans. As good as it gets. Leidenheimer French bread from Leidenheimer Baking Company. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates available. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Known as one of the world's best dive bars, 766-9480. Why is the Florida Panhandle, the South Alabama beaches, why that sugar white sand? There's a specific reason, 766-9480. Essence Fest this week. When was year one of Essence Festival? First ever Essence Fest. When? 766-9480. Can you name any of the performers from the first ever Essence Fest? 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. The Louisiana National Guard that are guarding the Texas-Mexico border in one little spot. They will stay there till November, according to Governor Jeff Landry. Through November. All I can assume, because Texas is rich and Louisiana's poor, yet Louisiana is sending 100 National Guard troops to the tune of $3 million to Texas. All I can assume is Texas, because they're rich, they're going to send hundreds of National Guard troops to Louisiana, maybe spend 10 times, $30 million and help us shore up our coast. I'm assuming that's happening in the next few weeks or few months, helping us with our problems. That's all I can assume. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon, 5 o'clock powwow. Don't go anywhere, New Orleans.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Tuesday afternoon. Stay hydrated. 97 feels like 107 at 4 o'clock. Now we're down to, it was 96, feels like 106. Now it's 95, feels like 105. We're cooling off. Yeah, 97, 107, 96, 106. Now it's 95, feels like 105. That's brutal. It is an extreme weather warning going on right now. So stay hydrated. Rudy Giuliani, once the respected mayor of New York City, post 9/11, changed Times Square for the better. But, that's 20 years ago, 30, 25 years ago. Now just a sad joke of a man. Sad. The hair dye running down his sweaty face, that just, you can't ever live that down. That's Rudy Giuliani. That's the first thought forever. Not on the pile of debris by the Twin Towers with George Bush and the firemen and the bullhorn. All that's forgotten. It's the hair dye dripping down his face, just looking like a lunatic. Like it wasn't believable. Can't get any worse. He's been disbarred from practicing law in New York State. Essence Festival Clean Zone. This clean zone causing controversy last year. It's causing controversy already. It's already in effect. And the clean zone stays in effect till like Monday. Esplanade to the Pontchartrain Expressway, the river to Claiborne. And there are other little areas that jut out, like down Tulane and Poydras all the way to like Broad, like beyond Claiborne. So like Poydras from the river to Broad is that kind of exclusion zone. Clean zone, it's more like exclusion zone. Local businesses, especially pop-ups, you can't walk around and hand out free samples of stuff. No push cart sales, little mobile, grocery carts set up. None of that. It's for Essence, folks that Essence are in cahoots with, and they're making this investment in the city, and they want to control the area. Some genius came up with this. I don't know when, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, some conventioneer going to Vegas or New Orleans or Orlando or somewhere said, you know what? We're investing all this money. We've been coming here for 10 straight years. Last year we came here, all these vendors pop up making money off of us. Some even putting up our logo like they're part of us. It started with that. Then it turned into like this zone where no one can sell their wares. But it is New Orleans. You can pull up to a stoplight in this hot summer weather and someone's selling like water on the street. They have no license. Bottled water. Before a Saints game, bottled water, beer, cold beer, pralines, sandwiches, all kind of stuff. Folks barbecuing. I mean, you have like Claiborne's and Earhart over there for Saints games, all kind of stuff for sale over there. So it is New Orleans. Clean zone or not, there'll be local vendors, not licensed, that'll be breaking the little rule, and they'll be selling their stuff within the Essence Festival clean zone. And some folks, are going to get caught. And I think a lot of folks are just going to, stick and move and get away with it. Hey, speaking of hot, River City's Total Maintenance is there for you. River City's Total Maintenance, honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. It is hot out there. If you ever need air conditioning help, your unit might be making a funny noise, doesn't appear to be cooling like it used to, or worse, not working at all. Don't stress out. Get the problem solved immediately. Some garbage was thrown in front of you. Your AC's not working right. How big of a pile of garbage is it going to be? You want it as small as possible. Solve the problem. Honest AC experts that come immediately. That's fair and honest. Lucas and the boys at River City's Total Maintenance. Honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. What else do you need? Weekday, weekend, overnight, holiday, like 4th of July holiday, they're there. NOLAAC.com. That's the way to get them. NOLAAC.com. No, it's like this tooth thing. Over the weekend, I just get this excruciating tooth pain. I have no idea what it is. My dentist works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday only, so yesterday I couldn't do anything. Thank goodness when I called this morning, had an availability. Went in today, took an x-ray, root canal. Not a cavity, like a filling that's gone awry. So now I've got a root canal in front of me, which is expensive and crappy. And the worst part about it is just like the tooth I have is no longer going to be a tooth. It's going to be a little nub, and then a crown is going to go on top of it. So I'll have like the original root and the original tooth shaved down to a little square that can hold this, crown, fake tooth. No, it sucks. I want the real tooth in my mouth. Plus, I mean, like I said, expensive, inconvenient, whatever. No, it's a big pile of what thrown in front of me. Deal with it. Dealt with it. Got lucky I got in with my dentist. Lucky she x-rayed me and diagnosed it quickly. Luckily that the other folks that are going to fix it are available. So take care of things when they're thrown in front of you quickly, or they tend to fester. National Guard troops from Louisiana sent to Texas what sucks is it's a political game for the governor. How'd you like to be a National Guard troop that you have to leave your wife, leave your kids, leave your job, and go on this lame, nonsensical, totally BS National Guard mission where you're going to the Texas border? to help Texas. They'll be there through November. Unbelievable. No, Jeff Landry's a trip. These poor folks. No, it is strictly a political game. It is to appease his base. Like, man, these illegal immigrants, I'm going to fight that. I mean, it's unreal. How can Jeff Landry fight a problem that doesn't exist in Louisiana? Send Louisiana's National Guard to Texas where it does exist. It's mind-blowing. We got our own problems. We're broke in Louisiana. Texas is a successful state. They're a rich state. We're a poor state. And we're helping them? Why? For what reason? Strictly for Jeff Landry and politics. That's it. Doesn't benefit anyone in Louisiana at all. What we should be expecting is, wow, we sent 100 National Guard troops to help Texas. We spent $3 million. They must be sending a few hundred National Guard troops and spending like $30 million to help repair our coastline, because that's our problem, disappearing coast. Every state has a lot of problems. If Texas's number one problem is these illegal aliens, migrant workers coming over the border, whatever, illegal immigration, ours is erosion of our coastline. But Jeff Landry, running for governor, becoming governor, he's never mentioned the eroding coastline. The opposite. His folks are questioning the diversion project down in Plaquemine. The opposite. Stifling it, and it's mind-blowing. Now, this National Guard stunt is sad. It's political. It's a joke. You got to rise above this. Jeff Landry's your guy. That's great. Rise above and be an adult and understand this is a political stunt. It doesn't help you put money in your pocket. It doesn't educate your kids. It doesn't make the streets safer. It doesn't boost our economy. Doesn't build infrastructure, doesn't help Louisiana at all. It's a joke. Speaking of, we all know Louisiana, massive polluting state. The oil, gas, and chemical industry own the state. They do what they want. Does anyone doubt that? When John Bel Edwards, a Democrat, was governor, when Democrats controlled the legislature, it doesn't matter. They're all taking money from the oil, gas, and chemical industry. The oil, gas, and chemical industry owns the legislature and owns this governor specifically. So there's never any regulation that is burdensome. There's nothing that stifles economic growth for the oil and gas industry. The only time anything came close to that was 87, 40 years ago. Buddy Roemer is governor, wanting to actually have DEQ have bark and bite, make it legitimate, have it do its job. Since then, for the last 40 years, it's been a joke. It's a joke. It's in bed with the oil, gas, and chemical industry. And today, what Governor Jeff Landry did with AG Liz Murrell and the DEQ chief, his appointed DEQ chief, they gave Danka a green light to keep polluting, to continue being, the kings of Cancer Alley. Instead of 90 days or 3 months to reduce emissions that the EPA is requiring, Jeff Landry gave Danka a 2-year extension. When we come back, I'll tell you exactly why he did that. And it's pure politics. Don't move.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Ooh, Lord, Lord, That's what I said. Ooh, Lord, Leidenheimer. That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Hey, it's Tuesday through Friday. Incredible lunch specials at Trey Yen. You're in or around Mandeville at lunchtime, Tuesday through Friday. Gourmet Chinese cuisine lunch specials, about 20 different ones to choose from, 10, 11, 12 bucks. Fast food prices, not for Chinese food, for Chinese cuisine. I'm talking Trey Yen. If you're one of those office managers in Mandeville, Covington, you got to get, lunch for the employees, 10, 20, 50, 100. Trey Yen can take care of you. And at 10, 11, 12 bucks a pop, it can't be beat. Gourmet Chinese lunch specials. Trey Yen in Mandeville, Tuesday through Friday. By the way, Trey Yen's open for dinner tonight. Let me see if I can pull up this text from a buddy of mine. He was, dude, going to Trey Yen, be there in a little while. What should I get? And my answer was a little, I want to say over the top, but a lot of, let's see, where is it? I threw out a lot of choices. Where is that? No, he said, I'm going to Trey Yen. Let me see. What's your favorite thing at Trey Yen? I said the whole speckled trout or flounder with the tong cho sauce, honey pecan shrimp, crawfish with lobster sauce, soft shell crab, hot pepper chicken, lemon chicken, the filet with the green beans and that brown sauce. He said, what about duck? I said, I'm not really a duck eater, but I'd recommend it for someone that likes duck because all I've ever heard from people that eat duck, it's incredible. How was it? What did you get? Great, Cantonese duck with your sauce. Pecan shrimp, tong cho sauce for the duck. Tommy said hello. Your tong cho sauce takes the duck to another level. I said it really does. It's really good. Sweet and spicy. It's good on anything. Fried, crispy, good. Yep. Thank you. Trey Yen, Mandeville. Can't go wrong. Tuesday afternoon edition of the program. Governor Jeff Landry greenlights Denka, the big polluter in Cancer Alley. Hey, 2-year extension. You guys just keep doing what you're doing. Wink, wink, patting them on the back. Good job. Good job. Just keep polluting. This is all Biden nonsense. Y'all are doing the right thing, polluting our air, water, and land. Don't worry about the Johns Hopkins thing, them coming in with 20 monitors. Almost 30, 29 monitors, and some mobile, some stationary, and just what the EPA had for estimates of pollution in that area that exceeded the legal limits. They were much higher. Like one was like 92 times. So Denka's a big polluter, putting cancer-causing agents into the air, water, land. They had 90 days, 3 months, to comply to reducing their emissions, which they would have done and laid off no one. They want to be here. They're the only producer of this stuff. They're not closing down shop or laying off people. They would have complied within 90 days. Instead, Governor Jeff Landry goes in there, acts like there's no pollution problem in Louisiana. Cancer Alley doesn't exist. The oil and gas industry, the chemical industry, properly regulated, and they don't cheat. They don't pollute. Denka, we're giving you a 2-year extension. And Governor Jeff Landry's thinking is there'll be a new president, Donald Trump, and these Biden federal EPA rules will go away. Ultimately, there'll be no compliance necessary. That's what Jeff Landry did today. He told Denka Elastomer, keep doing what you're doing. Keep polluting. It doesn't matter. You will not have to comply. We're on your side. Keep doing what you're doing. That's just absolutely terrible. Speaking of Jeff Landry and terrible, the governor says he's going to keep the Louisiana National Guard in Texas until November. Isn't that mind-blowing? I like basic common sense stuff. I'm not against Democrats or against Republicans or against conservative or against liberal. I'm for common sense. I'm for righteousness. I'm for the obvious answers. And I don't like extreme politics. I don't like this hyper-woke New Orleans mentality, and I don't like the wacky right-wing evangelical in Louisiana. These extremes, all or nothing, our way or the highway, 110% us, the other side sucks. Nothing they have is worthwhile. No, it's the Jeff Landry, LaToya Cantrell playbook. Point the finger at somebody else, blame them, and never point to the real problems, much less the tough solutions for us. Just appease us and we keep voting for you. No, the National Guard's going to stay in Texas till November. I'm pretty sure Texas is a rich state, and I'm pretty sure Louisiana is a poor state. So all I can assume, trying to use common sense, Jeff Landry must be expecting the Texas National Guard by the hundreds. We're spending $3 million in Texas. What are they going to spend? 30 in Louisiana, 50, and come help shore up our coast? Because that's our immigration problem. Their immigration problem from Mexico, illegal aliens. Our immigration problem, the Gulf of Mexico, coastal erosion. So I'm assuming Texas, the rich state, is going to come help Louisiana, the poor state, with our major problem that is equal to, if not bigger than, this immigration problem. The immigration problem, I mean, it's human beings. It can be solved. Coastal erosion is Mother Nature and the planet. A little more difficult to solve. Essence Festival Clean Zone. Such a strange concept. From the river to like Claiborne, from the Pontchartrain Expressway to Esplanade. Don't go hawking your wares during Essence. It's already started, by the way, this clean zone until next Monday. Don't go hawking your wares. You might get popped. You folks that don't have a license that are selling bottled water or cold beer or whatever. And my goodness, don't have any Essence Festival signage or logo. you'll really get popped. Hey, New Orleans, why aren't you at Katie's right now winding down your Tuesday? In Mid-City, Iberville, corner Telemachus. Why aren't you at Katie's right now? The quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant with big portions, great for sharing, a great place full of a bunch of characters, po' boys, pizza, seafood platters. Everybody loves Katie's. What's that, Blue Boy? You like the flat screen TVs. You like the seafood. You like that everything's fresh. More is better. More of the good things. You like that Scott Craig motto. I hear you, Blue Boy. Katie's, Iberville, corner Telemachus. Get over there tonight. Tomorrow already, wide open Wednesday. Wow. I'll see you straight up 4 o'clock mañana. Be there.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.